Hello and welcome back. Today I'm going to have a look at a vise that I picked up quite a while ago. The make is Chas Parker and the model number is vise number 439, and as far as I know it's a 1940s vise, and it's not one that you can find very easily these days. I've done a little bit of a search online, and there's not really much out there, and they're usually a different number. But this would have been made during the 1940s. The Chas Parker Company, Meridian, I think it's Connecticut, USA, roughly. I mean, it might not be dead accurate on that, but after a brief look on the internet. But the interesting thing is how heavily engineered it is. And I'm wondering if this one would have come over during the wartime, when the Americans leased or lent us quite a lot of shipping, and some of them come over with workshop equipment, and I'm wondering after the war whether this was disposed of and stayed in the UK with a lot of other stuff, but who knows. You could research for years, but anyway, get back to the vise. It's so well made, and it's on the other side. It's interesting. It says semi steel solid bar. So I'm wondering if it's a special mix of cast and steel, in a way that it's not going to just do what grey cast does, where it just breaks apart. So I'm thinking on this piece, this is probably the bit they're talking about. So it's not going to just break in half. And also the jaws, they're sort of dovetailed and probably fitted by hand, each individual one sort of dressed up to fit the particular casting. And then there's some pins driven through, like a sort of a roll pin idea. I don't know if they actually are roll pins, they're probably solid, but that sort of idea. But yeah, it's a really over-engineered little piece of kit there. You've got the swivel base, and I found a spanner. It's an old BSA bike spanner, which fits really well. So you can just rotate the vise to where you want. There is some markings. There's some markings on the side here, so that sort of gives you a few angles to work by. That's the 0 one. Probably that's a 45. Yeah, very smooth. And there you go, nice and solid. And then the base again, adjust that to where you want. And then pinch it up. And then you're ready to go for the, there's no quick release. So it's just a case of the usual vise movement. I mean, this is very old vise, and there is a bit of play there. But then again, most vices do have play when they're very old. And the surfaces are quite smooth, which is great for me. So when I grip stuff, it's not going to leave dents in it, and I don't have to use brass or aluminium or wood so much to protect what I'm doing. So that's good. And a few people have had a go on the vise over the years where they've left marks on it. So there's a bit there where someone got a bit carried away with a file. But yeah, overall, semi-steel solid bar, painted in the 1930s. A nice little 4.5 inch width on there, on the top there, and it does really open up quite well. I mean, it's got quite a lot of room on it. And then you've got a nut in there, so I usually screw it out to, I don't let the thread disappear out of the nut, because I don't want to put too much pressure on it in case it did break, because I'm not sure if the nut in there is actually this malleable still. So yeah, always be careful there. All the parts inside are really good, all good condition. It's like a pair of brake shoes with an expanding bolt, and then it just grips it. And I made a plate for it as well. It was actually on the stand, but I'm getting rid of the stand and just holding on to the vise. So there you have it, the Chas Parker vise number 439, 1940s American made vise, very high quality. Thanks for looking. If you got any information on these and where they might have got involved in the war and how they were moved around on the boats and stuff, plus any other information on this model, let us know in the comments below. Be very interested. As I say, I've had it for a few years, and I just put a coat of paint on it just to stop it going rusty, but it was in the original colour as like a duck egg blue, sort of like this hacksaw blade, that sort of colour. Okay, I'll leave it there. Bye for now.